Today, we will talk about the top 10 beautiful cities to visit in the USA. Good things come in small packages, and nowhere is that more evident than in these 10 best cities. Whether you're on the lookout for a cutting-edge art scene, inventive new restaurants, or eye-catching architecture, you're bound to find what you're after. 10. Wilmington, NC. In recent decades, Port City has become a favorite spot for Hollywood filmmakers, serving as the backdrop for projects like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, We're the Millers, and Iron Man 3. It's not hard to see the appeal. With architecture dating back to the 1730s in its National Register Historic District, scene-setting live oaks, and a pedestrian-friendly riverwalk, Wilmington feels a bit like a lower-key Savannah. Southern charm abounds in spots like the Early Gardens, which bursts to life in the spring with more than 75,000 azaleas. 9. Palm Beach, FLA. There's a see and be seen, Gilded Age glamour to this Atlantic barrier island, which has been attracting the rich and famous since the late 19th century. Built in 1896 by railroad and oil tycoon Henry Morrison Flagler, the Breakers remains one of America's grandest hotels. But nipping at its heels are polished newcomers like White Elephant Palm Beach. Squeezed onto this 16-mile stretch of sand is Worth Avenue, a seaside answer to Rodeo Drive, the Flagler Museum, which occupies his 1902 estate, and restaurants like the legendary Taboo, which has been kicking since 1941. 8. Santa Rosa Beach, FLA. While it's much more under the radar than many of its fellow listmates, that's part of Santa Rosa Beach's prodigious charm. It occupies a prime slice of sandy real estate on the Florida Panhandle's Emerald Coast, yet remains a hidden gem among many non-sunshine staters. The city is home to an impressive 3 state parks and a state forest, with the 163-acre Eden Gardens State Park making for an especially worthwhile visit. Here, you'll find the 1897 Wesley Homestead. All white columns and wraparound porches surrounded by moss-draped live oaks. Unsurprisingly, Santa Rosa Beach is also a great place to indulge in some of the freshest Gulf seafood around, from the grouper ceviche at local catch bar and grill to Chardonnay poached shrimp at Stinky's Fish Camp. 7. Key West, Florida. It's time to open your mind to Key West, considered by many to be a rallying point for hippies and Jimmy Buffett diehards. The island city defies stereotypes with its historic architecture, first-rate seafood restaurants, and epic sunsets. Order the cheese-smothered hogfish sandwich at Hogfish Bar, followed by the key lime pie at Blue Heaven, and burn it all off later at Fort Zachary Taylor State Park, where the artificial reefs draw snorkelers and the stretches of beach keep you outdoors all day. And of course, don't forget to slot out some time to take a tour of the Ernest Hemingway Home and Museum. And maybe spot a 6-toed cat while you're there. 6. Greenville, South Carolina. Want to get in on a secret? Plan a trip to Greenville now, and you might see it just on the cusp of stardom. The food lover's town has a farm-to-table scene that continues to rise in the ranks. Try Gianna for Italian and freshly shucked oysters, and Vault Invader, the city's first speakeasy, for a strong, well-crafted cocktail. And its craft beer scene is seeing a similar explosion. Paired with its dynamic urban spaces are abundant natural resources, including 32-acre Falls Park, which runs through the middle of town, and the Swamp Rabbit Bike Trail, now at a hopping 22 miles and counting. 5. Savannah, Georgia. Mossy, moody Savannah has no shortage of views. Start with a walk along its cobblestone historic district past horse-drawn carriages, ornate architecture, and supposedly haunted buildings or fine shade. Under live oak trees drooping with Spanish moss, book in advance to nab a room at the Gastonian, a historic bed, and breakfast just 2 blocks from 30-acre Forsyth Park. And for a fantastic dining experience, go to the Grey, an elegantly reborn former Greyhound Pastipo, where James Beard award-winning chef Mashama Bailey serves elevated takes on Southern classics like foie gras and grits and tempura fried catfish. 4. Alexandria, Virginia. Washingtonians are all in on the secret, but it's no surprise the rest of the world is catching up. Alexandria, Virginia, the charming historic city just across the Potomac River from our nation's capital, draws travelers and would-be residents alike. Most folks start to imagine moving there immediately after setting foot in Old Town, once they've strolled the red brick sidewalks, clocking street after street of perfectly preserved row houses from the 18th and 19th centuries. When you visit, scope out King Street, packed with boutiques, restaurants, and specialty shops. 3. Santa Fe. Santa Fe acts as both New Mexico's political and creative capital. Wander its wide streets, flanked by adobe houses, and you'll begin to see why artists like Georgia O'Keeffe were so inspired by this eclectic historic town. Traveler readers also can't stay away. Santa Fe has long been a regular on this list. The city's many art institutions, 250-plus galleries, notably cite Santa Fe in the rail yard, an emerging contemporary arts hub, and Spanish colonial churches keep culture fiends busy. If the fantastical is more your thing, Meow Wolf's House of Eternal Return is an explorable art experience with more than 70 rooms of immersive art. 2. Aspen. After a year that found many of us escaping to the great outdoors, it's no surprise that Aspen tops this year's list. It's home to some of the best ski slopes in the U.S. and some of the best resorts too. The Little Nell is a popular choice for ski in, ski out. You can also stay at the Street Regis Aspen Resort, only a 3-minute walk from the base of Aspen Mountain. If you're more about the épres than the ski, head to Meat and Cheese for the best charcuterie in town, or make a reservation at Matsuhisa Aspen, where Chef Nobu Matsuhisa fuses Japanese cuisine and Peruvian ingredients. 1. Charleston, South Carolina. When you consider everything it has to offer, history, culture, food, charm, it's no wonder the so-called Holy City has repeatedly topped our list of the best small cities in the U.S., which includes a steady annual circuit of nationally recognized food and culture festivals, continues to be a draw. Visitors are rarely prepared for the city's good looks, stately homes, cobblestone streets, waterfront views, and an abundance of flowering window boxes only add to its welcoming vibe. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.